Okay, wow. Thank you. All right, we saw the new truck that's on Rock's wish list. Okie dokie. So we're about 4 minutes late in starting. We need to start on time, but okay, we're gonna improve. So this is pretty exciting tonight. Hello. So tonight we are having another surprise guest. And this person told me that this is making them step out of their comfort zone. But I can tell you, she is an amazing director. She is a trainer, a leader, and just stays on top of her passion for her business. So I want to introduce to you tonight, Jan Kennnedy. Hi, Jan.
All right.
Hey.
Woo!
Hi, Jan. Can you hear us? I think she's trying to get connected.
Yeah, it looks like she's connecting to audio now.
Yeah, you know, if sometimes if there's a storm in Florida, there's been issues for her, but I don't know if there's a storm. Is there a storm going on, BJ? BJ says no storm. Anybody got their patch on here today, like me?
Well, mine's up here.
On your head? Okay. Hi,
Hi,
Dan.
people. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened to the sound on my computer, but it won't happen. So I had to dial in.
Oh, yes. Well, welcome. Thank you so much for doing this tonight. And I was just sharing with everybody what an amazing leader you are. And your team, you keep them informed and up to date of what's going on, and you educate and train and you help me. And you're just amazing. I am so grateful to know you and to walk out this journey of changing lives together. So if you just want to introduce yourself, there's some people on here that maybe don't know you. I can see that there are some. And how did you hear about LifeWave? And then enter into what you want to equip us with for tonight. Okay?
Okay, I will. And I missed all the compliments, but thank you very much. Yeah, I was trying a microphone that my husband has, and it just, I don't know what happened. But anyway, I have been a network marketer for quite a while, but really seriously for the past, since 1999, so 21 years. And during that time, I have gone through a lot of different training, and I learned that you have to be a professional networker to really have a successful business, so you have to do the work. But when I went to pick a topic for this, well, I'll just wait and first tell a little bit about myself. I live in Florida. I've lived here 9 years. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, but we can't see your pretty face.
You can't?
Oh, there you are. Oh, you moved up. Okay, there you are. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I can see me.
Well, she moves fast.
So I moved to Florida 9 years ago, and I am in nutrition. I've always been interested in health and in nutrition. And then it was a year ago, August 9th, that I talked to you on the phone, Rose, and you shared, because you used the word stem cell technology in your message to me, and I was concerned about building knee cartilage and helping my husband. And I had to talk to you. I just didn't want a message. So we had a long conversation on the phone. You shared your testimony with me, which everyone knows, it blows your mind. And then I thought, well, I got to do this, and I got to tell people about this. So I joined on August 9th, and on the 18th, I got my patches, and I had success. The first 5 days, I had bulging discs, and within 5 days, my bulging discs, pretty much the pain went away. It was just tight, so I knew that it was working. And so now it's not tight anymore, and I'm flexible, and it's all good. And since then, I had to tell everybody about it, so I reached out. So I picked the topic the perspective, it's not really a business team, it's the perspective of building a home-based business. Because I got in because I understand that it's my business and I want it to be a business to provide income, so I can be, the sky's the limit, however much I want to work and how many skills I want to develop, then I can teach and train other people and help them become successful too. So that's my goal in becoming a distributor, is to learn the skills, love the product, and then be able to help other people learn the skills and share the product. And when you do that, you'll have nothing but success. So I think so, unless your personality, but I've learned, and there's different perspectives that people have when they come into the business. And my perspective was as a business person, and then I just have learned some things that I want to encourage other people to do too. One is, well, let me just get my note here. So I know I have a lot of team members, and they're all wonderful people to work with. I love it. And I know a lot of them came in to share the product with people and earn to pay for their product, because you figure if you're going to share it, you might as well earn some money to take care of it. And then the other people need it as a supplemental income. And then other people want to help other people and help them build an income. So there's different levels of becoming a distributor. And then there's a lot of people who come in who want to help people, but that's really not a reason. I mean, you can be a distributor that way, but you're really not going to make money that way, because if you want to help people be healthy, then you probably should go to school and become a doctor or a nurse. Because what we do is we just share information with people. We don't help them, when we guide them and direct them. And the more trained you are, the better. But those are different reasons that we come into the business and become distributors. And then the other area of the perspective of business is the actions that we take as a distributor. When you decide to come in, then there are certain things that you're needing to do to become successful. And there's levels of engagement. There's people who, and there's different reasons that they come in. And I have to tell you first, this is really cool. When I was praying about what to share, I just prayed and I said, Lord, I need a subject. There's so many things I could talk about. And I opened my Bible, and it happened to be it's September 11th. So I read the verse, I read Proverbs 11, and this is one area that I really want to teach myself about and to convey to other people. It says, and this is the Passion Translation, is Proverbs 11:1, to set high standards for someone else and then not to live up to them yourself is something that God truly hates, but it pleases him when we apply the right standards of measurement. And in the NIV, or another translation, it says, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Well, that Passion Translation spoke to me, because I have a tendency to get frustrated when things aren't going well, and I know that something should be done a certain way, but then I look at myself and I say, am I doing that? And so it's a real good verse to keep me on track, to be able to do what I expect of other people. I need to do it myself. And so that's given me a spirit of grace, and I'm able to just really work with people well, because I understand they come in for different reasons. Some come in for well, they're inexperienced. They've never done network marketing before. So there you have to just hold their hand, lead them to the tools, do step by step, and guide them and how to do it. And then there's lack of confidence. And I had that for years, lack of confidence. But that comes the more you do it, the more you practice, the more you become confident, the more you know. And then other people have different personalities. So we'd have to work with different personalities. There's some people that don't like to talk to people, but they do like to engage on the internet and create conversations that way. But the other thing is, whatever their personality or whatever their reasons for engaging, it's important to build one another up and point out the good and encourage them. And I really am proud of all my team members, because they all are really trying hard and doing a lot to help the team. And so I wanted to say that the expectations of the enroller have to be, you have to understand those different levels of engagement, or you're going to get very frustrated. And the way to handle the difficulty with that is just talk to more people, because you're going to get such a variety of people who come in the business, but they're not all going to be builders. They're all going to just have their reasons and priorities that they can't do it when you want them to do it and when you need them to do it. So you just have to find more people and work with them. And as you do, it just grows and grows, and God blesses you. And just look at your business. It's really blossomed. And then sorting is another part of taking action. And as you do that funnel, as your funnel of people grows, then you're going to make choices on who you want to work with. And it's important to be able to just not have expectations for them. And as you heard, everybody talks about listen to people. What do they need? Don't think you know what they need, but listen to what they need. And then you can make your choice of whether you want that to be a business partner with you. So that's part of the sorting. And one of the qualities of someone who comes into the business, they should be teachable and coachable. And I was reading my Proverbs the next day, and it was talking about teaching. And Proverbs 12:1 says, "To learn the truth, you must long to be teachable, or you can despise correction and remain ignorant." And then Proverbs 12:15 says, "A fool is in love with his own opinion, but wisdom means being teachable." So being teachable is really key in being a good distributor. And then integrity, of course, is just integrity of being honest and not making any false claims, or just being honest when something's wrong, and being confronting is important, and just being able to be open with people and communicate. So you can't expect success by doing what's wrong, but when you're following after God, your lives are deeply rooted and connected. And then a worker. People are going to, this little getting started check sheet that we all have, that is a very good guide. And I love that Marcy and Peter are revamping that whole startx39biz.com, because it's going to make it a little easier to keep track of your goals and check mark what you did. I have mine all check marked because I did everything it says here, but I don't always follow up with my people to see if they've done it. And I say, well, go to startx39biz.com, but you just have to go through that, and you have to figure it out yourself and watch the videos and do that, because it's just, they've got it all there. And I would love to be able to train it myself, but it's like reinventing the wheel. And if I try to teach it, it's already been taught. And so it's an easy tool for distributors to go to. And in choosing your different people that you work with, just remember, and you've all heard this, but just look at the five best people that you know, or who are you surrounded with, and just always look for people who want to be like you, they're like you, or they're better than you, or they're they've got the qualities of a business person that you want. I know that I have some distributors who they're not in it for the business, but they are in it, well, they're in it for the business, but they're in it for a totally different reason of not building, and that's okay, because they do care about the customers, and they are reaching out to a lot of people. So that's your association, so part of the way of choosing and sorting people. And I'm not sure how many minutes, I don't know when I started, but I just want to say the most important thing that I can say as a leader is to know that my team's plugged in, because when they're plugged in, it's teamwork makes the dream work. And when you're all learning and growing together, then it makes it a lot easier to help guide them. And it's because a lot of times, if you don't, like, I go to the Zooms. When you first told me about it, Rose, I watched every Zoom every night for 2 or 3 weeks, because it was just like, I learned so much, and it helps you be able to have those stories, if you don't have your own, to share. And so, and it's hard to go back and watch the ones on Telegram, because sometimes it interrupts your evening with your family. But it is doable to go back to the replays, which is really nice. So being plugged in, Gigi said me too. And she's on there all the time, but they're really great testimonies. So being plugged in is duplication, to follow what you're being taught, and do it with more often if you can. Set your goals of how many nights, how many days you're going to work, how many hours you're going to work, but just follow what the teachers and the leaders teach you on that. And then also learn where all the resources are. And it takes time. And I'm so glad to always be available to teach my team where to go in the back office. And you've taught me so many things, Rose. When I can't find something, and I know we're still discovering things in the back office. So it's such a great thing to know. And then communicating. And I really appreciate it when I do reach out to people and they respond that they got it or they know, because sometimes it goes out there into, you just don't know if they're getting it or receiving it. So I really appreciate the response from my teammates when they reply to me. And then also I all hope I can recognize all the hard work they do and always praise them and just confirm what they're doing and acknowledge and just good recognition, I think, is really important. So that's what you have to do in a business, because then that's going to secure them, that they're going to have more confidence that they're doing it right and they're succeeding and their business is going to grow. And I think the last thing that I do at the end of the day is just reflection. I just reflect on what could I have done better today, or who could I have reached out to, how can I help this person? And it's just, but it's also a time for creativity when you can reflect on 100 days gone, but also be quiet and just come up with things and have your imagination take over. And I guess it would be the Holy Spirit guiding and leading you. So that's number one, the most important thing. As you know, the whole book of Proverbs is about wisdom, and that's what is just so rich. And I think I'm trying to think if there's anything else on perspectives, but I would love to hear any comments other people have on their perspectives of what they think their business is and how they do, if we have any time left.
Unmute
Awesome.
yourself if you want to share.
Well, I just wanted, well, as far as perspective, I was wanted to make sure that everybody was unmuted who needed to be unmuted. I was gonna suggest that you maybe raise your hand so I know to unmute
Yeah.
you. But other than that,
Yeah.
I wanted to say, share that I've seen Jan's communications that she does because Rose was kind enough to share them with us, and they're beautiful and very informative, and I really enjoy them very much. And I think that's a really big part of the business too. And the perspective is sharing, you said, sharing the tools and making sure that, everybody's plugged in, and you do a really good job of making sure that they can be plugged in because you give them that information. So I think that's really great.
Thank you.
I totally agree. And I know, Jan, I have shared that with you frequently that, I mean, your emails that you send out on Saturday, they're gorgeous. They are so pretty. And I mean, so organized, and you have the key points in the email, highlighted or colored or something. And it's a wonderful resource for everyone. And I mean, it saves a lot of time for everyone else to have to search out these things that you have taken your time to put together, because training is so important for you and communication. So we all thank you, Jan, for that. You have a gift. That's totally a gift. It is. So yes. So anyone
Okay.
else would like to share?
Oh, I saw Kathy's question. That is hard. She said, how do you keep track of what you send to people? Basically, I just put it in a folder in my Gmail, but I try to retitle it. And it's like, I'll send something out, try to retitle it and put it under categories like testimonials, training, facts. And then I do special ones for customers and then distributors. So communications, it's like my welcome email to the customers and then my welcome email to new distributors. And I just consign them by those titles in those different categories. Is that what you meant, Kathy? And
She's nodding her head yes.
okay.
Yeah. So Jan, would you mind sending out your welcome email to your customers and to your distributors so that would you be willing to share what you say?
Oh, well, I do send it to them every time I get a new distributor. I send them that. And then I also send them what I send to customers. And I did send you that a couple of weeks ago. I know you've been busy, but you said that Randy had a way of wording things, and you would have him take a look at and see if I can condense it, because it's kind of lengthy. I just do a synopsis of the preferred customer program. I give them a link to the preferred customer program, but I just briefly explain it to them, and I say, save this, because they're not going to be able to go through everything and learn it, but it's a resource for the customer to have. If they need something, they should be able to go back to that email and know what to do when to do a referral or check on a product, or let's see what else, loyalty points. There's just different points I put in that. So, and yeah, I can resend it to you if you want to do that.
That would be great. And then I'll forward it on to Sand and she can send it out to her team at Rock and Sand's team. So yeah, that would be great. Because I think
And,
that
yeah, you can edit it first too. You can edit it first too if you think it needs to be condensed.
yeah, because I know, Sand, you sent out a welcome letter to someone recently signing up. And I thought it was beautiful. You did a carbon copy to me, and I just thought it was beautiful, Sand. Yeah, really liked it. It was a new distributor, and you welcomed them, and yeah, it was nice.
I try to give them enough information, but not too much to overwhelm them, because some people get overwhelmed and then, as we know, people are overwhelmed, do nothing, and they might not even want to look at it when if I send them too many links. So I try to gauge that when they first enroll, to see how much information do you want? Do you want everything, just a little?
Yeah.
And so I think that's, how I do it, the welcome.
Sure. Kathy just asked if we could see your welcome letter too. So if you would send that to
Sure.
me, Sand, again, I will send it out. So anyone else have
And
questions?
Oh,
Well, also, it was somebody, Wendy Morgan, I think, on the ONYX's call, she explained what she does to new customers, and that's a good one to watch if anybody, and she explains what she sends to her new customers. Do you remember that?
Jan, yeah, there's some new people on here, I can tell by their names. Would you share where they could find that, please?
Oh, Sheila Hayes has a YouTube channel with ONYX COALE trainings. So you just go in, and then it would be actually the last 2 or 3 months, the trainings are excellent. They're presidential directors, they're interviewing, they all have different ideas and excellent training. So
Yeah,
and
very
that
good.
would be on YouTube, and Sheila Hay, I think it's Hay.
Yes. Yep. Okay, do we have any more questions?
Yeah, I'll just ask, a lot of what I heard was attitude, which was really a different approach. I don't hear a lot of that type of teaching as much. I don't hear that as much in the LifeWave family of teachers as I do with, still doing it. Let me just go off of this. I just always have a backup phone so I can see to make sure that I'm coming through and that everybody's coming through. It's kind of my safety with an extra phone, to do that. But anyway, yeah, it was really great to hear the attitude because, and of course, I'm a preacher, so to hear the scriptural perspective that's my kind of teaching. That was great to give that, because I think it's the greatest business handbook that's ever been written.
Yes.
And I was taught that in my early 20s, that, man, if you want to learn how to be a good business person, you got to read the Proverbs. So you went right to my favorite book on that aspect. But I wanted to ask more on the lines of you going ahead and kind of elaborating on the technique that you're using as far as your approach and what you're teaching as your duplicatable approach. Because obviously, last week we heard Jim and Jody's approach, which is, honestly very different than my approach, and I don't want to take anything away from that approach. I really like the app that ONYX COALE has created, and I use the app. But what was cool was, our group is growing a lot with that approach, and they're doing great, and we're grateful to have them on our team. But they're doing a more physical, handing something out approach. And, my aspect on that is different too. I just use the brochure that LifeWave has made because I love it. It's in the back of my head. Okay, this is right on the brochure that I hand out, and it's got the 8 points on it, and I just keep it real simple. These are the 8 points. So I got, Jim and Jody's approach that way. I got my approach that way as far as face-to-face, but then electronically, I got my method of how I do it, and that, what I love about ONYX is she says that might be duplicatable for some people. They might like Rock's approach, but they might not. And that's okay, because Rose is not Rock and Rock is not Rose. And definitely my wife is not me. She approaches completely different than me. We're total opposites. So what I love is that there are many ways to talk to people and still be within a system of duplication. And I wanted to kind of see what your way would be when it comes to that.
Oh, sure. Well, I'm not like Jim and what were their names?
Jody.
Bronze.
Yeah.
Jim and Jody Braun, yeah.
I'm not that energetic. What I do is I just normally talk to people, or I call them up and message them, want to catch up with them, and then I find out how their life is going, and then there's usually always an opportunity to share what I'm doing and what I so. But I have, my priorities are, number one, I'm in the spirit. I'm in the healing rooms ministry, so I spend a lot of time going to class and learning through the healing rooms, which is based out of Spokane, Washington. And that's my desire. I mean, if we could all go around and pray and have the, be Jesus and heal people, that would be great. But we're not all doing that right now. Maybe I think it's coming, but I'm growing there and spend a lot of time there. And then I have some other things in my life that go on that is a more priority than my business, but I spend maybe 3 to 4 hours a day on my business. I do reach out to people. I do follow-ups. Toddy's on the call. Toddy has worked and shared and encouraged me to do a journal or an appointment book, and I just can't do it. I tried for years. So I use my phone, and I just go in every day. I do reminders. I tried contact mapping, but I can't seem to take time to learn that one, the one that Adrienne Chenault has. But I just do it on my phone, and then I do it as I can, and then set a time to follow up. So that's how I reach out to them. And mostly it's just warm conversations with people. Not a Facebook person at all.
Okay, Jan, so I have an easier way, but we'll share that the next time.
What'd you say?
I have an easier way. I just developed in LifeWave. Since I've been in LifeWave, I've developed an easier way to keep track. And that's what I'm sharing with my team. So, but we'll do that the next time, because tonight is yours, not mine. So next time, we'll do that next time.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Any other questions or suggestions? Maybe what's working for you?
Well, I happen to know also that you have a very big team, Jan. So I wanted to know, how are you keeping everyone motivated that are long-term, people, because I know you've been, you got in shortly after Rose and Randy. So what are you doing to keep the fire going for people that have been involved for a long period of time? Do you do some, group things? What kind of things would you say that you do on that level?
I work with those who want to work with me, and I encourage those a lot and to do things, but I can't make them work, and it wears you out if you try to do it. So I just work with those who are willing to work, and I have a lot of great workers on my team. And I understand I don't judge the other people who aren't working, because they're in a different place and they're still working. It's just they're not doing it as a team to build a team as much. And that's okay, because a lot of them are new, and that's all right. But I do want to say that a lot of new people that want to build the business don't understand how important it is to stay active, because when you aren't active, then your upline can be penalized in promotions and commissions. So it's important to be active all the time, and in at least your auto ships and purchases. But then I have a lot of distributors who aren't, because they're not at that point where they want to be, and that's fine too. So, but that's why I say with the funnel, the more you have, the more you're going to have builders, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good point that you bring up, Jan. And we're running up into the 40-minute mark, so I don't want to go It is
Okay.
foundational 40, and that 40 stands for 40 minutes. So, and not saying that no one else can ask questions, I just want to get this in before the end, is that you brought up a good point about being active and staying active. And this was probably one of the biggest challenges of getting my head around was when you become, actually at any time, but when you become a manager especially, or beyond, it's very important that you check your back office and you look at your group and at your own volume to ensure that you're going to remain active for the following week. Every Sunday night, kind of everything kind of flushes. That's when they do, you know, prepare the commissions for that week, and they start your volume over again, or carry over your volume. So it's important to always check your back office, and you do that under organization and personally enrolled team. And what you'll see there is, hopefully you'll see a bunch of green check marks, then everything's good. But if you see a caution sign, a yellow caution sign, or a red X, then you have to look at those people and see, do they want to be active because they're not currently active with the red X, or the yellow caution sign means they're going to become inactive the following week. So you want to look at that on a weekly basis, and I wouldn't wait till Sunday, because then you might be scrambling trying to retain your rank for the following week. But that's something that's a really important thing to check each week, and just to stay on top of and to train your team to do as well. So I'm going to share with you, I don't know if anyone here on the call had an opportunity to see David Schmidt last week. I think
Yes.
it was Wednesday. And he shared with us some information about vaccines in general. And it was very, very interesting and very informative. And it was not, we were not able to record, and we're not able to share that with anybody. However, they did record it, and they're going to be playing a replay. And so let me share my screen, and I'll show you that this, everyone should have hopefully received an email from LifeWave. It would be news@lifewave.com. And it was an email that looked like this. So they're going to have a replay, and they're going to be sharing the presentation again. It was very good. You kept it to an hour, and there's a lot of really good information in there. So I encourage you to register. And if you get the email, you should have received the email. If you didn't, let someone on your team know, like maybe you didn't sign up for the email list, or you opted out accidentally. Those are really something that you want to receive, because you get all the corporate information. So you just go to the bottom here and you can register. So that, and then the other thing that just came out while we were on this call is we have a new promotion coming out.
I saw
Buy
that.
2 X39 sleeves and get 1 Alavita sleeve free. It starts tomorrow on the 20th, but that also came through that same email. So if you didn't get it, we can get you, you know, you might want to opt in to the corporate emails. And I don't know, also, we are having, Gary Morales is going to be hosting an in-person meeting on this coming, the 22nd. I think is that Tuesday or Wednesday? Wednesday, right?
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
And I wanted to show you, it's for potential bringing in new people and new customers, but it's also going to be by Zoom. So it's not just in person. So if anyone is interested in bringing someone to an intro-info seminar, is what it's entitled, you're welcome to do that as well. And you can bring them in through the Zoom. Unless you have someone locally in Milwaukee, you could actually send them if they prefer to be an in-person presentation.
So Sand and I will be on the Zoom screen in a live room in Milwaukee on a big screen that Daniel Cotton will be hosting with Gary. We're going to actually practice tomorrow night on that big screen. They got a super fast, rockin' hot internet connection there, so it should be really, really good. But Gary will be one of the speakers, as well as one of our managers. So he'll be standing alongside of the TV screen live. And then also we will have Jamie Cook, who just came on, which is really great. Jamie's one of our managers. She's going to be giving a brief testimonial as well as Gary. And Gary's going to go a little bit more into the science with me. And then also we're going to invite Kathy Hibbler. She's going to be sharing a brief testimony as well. So we got 3 managers from different teams, as well as Sand and I, and we're going to be doing this live. There will be a camera that's on us on the television. So the people that are standing next to the TV will also be in the Zoom as well. And we'll be flipping the camera back and forth on the screen for everybody that's speaking. So it'll be really fun. We're really excited about trying this. This is going to be something that I don't think anybody's done yet in LifeWave.
Is that 7 p.m. Central or Pacific?
It's
I'm
Central
looking-
Time.
Oh, there it is at the bottom. There was a lot for me to read.
Yeah.
And I'm a slow reader.
Yeah, the main reason we put Central Time Zone in there is because our fastest growing team has been in Wisconsin so far.
Right, right.
But yeah, obviously we have people in Florida, we got people in Kansas, and of course here in Arizona with Rose and Randy. So yeah, definitely everybody's welcome.
Okay, I have a question, Rock. So if usually when I do a Zoom, I'm on Google and in the URL there, I just type in zoom.us and then it comes up to put in the, excuse me, the ID. But so we have to put in this link here.
Yeah, by putting in the My Rock Reiss link instead.
Yeah,
It's a little easier to remember than all of that other stuff because people don't really understand why I created the number that I created, because otherwise it's a big long number in there. And I literally created a phone number with my paid Zoom account. So this is it's the same thing. So if you came in before we started giving out this link, that's fine. That'll work too.
You can use the same one we used tonight, right?
But the one we use tonight, yeah,
It'll be the
everybody
same.
can use that on Wednesday. Yes.
Yeah.
When we use.
so all I did was click on the link in my email.
Yeah, that should
Right.
be all
That's how
anybody
we have
should
it
have
set
to
up.
do. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, okay.
And
Great
the way,
Grammy here is not true techie.
well, the reason that it had to happen was people were actually hacking in when Zoom first came out, but now they have it that it's automatic. You have to be admitted by the administrators. So me and Sandra are both administrators. So as you're all coming in, we have to hit admit on every one of your names one by one. I can only imagine when we get up to 1,000 people in one of these, how that's going to be trying to admit
cool.
1,000 people. But I can't wait for that to happen. I'm really
22
excited about it.
participants.
22.
It was 24.
All right, so
Okay.
the final takeaways I would say is Jan and I are each going to share our welcome emails with you, Rose, to send out, or do you
Yeah,
want? Okay,
sure.
Okay. All right. And then I know that Doug, you had asked for that graphic and how to, I'll try to put a step-by-step how-to together on how to put a picture in the back of your Zoom account so that when your face comes up, you have that picture there as well. I can do that.
These meetings, by the way, by the Naturopathic Network is going to be probably 2 times per month is what Gary and I discussed for right now. It
Okay.
may become a weekly thing down the road, but for right now, it's going to be every other week. So, but again, you can physically show up at that address and participate. It's going to be a great time. We do a potluck. It's great fellowship. So for those that want that old-fashioned network marketing type meeting where it's just really a lot of relationship building, it's a great place to just come and connect with people and feel like you're a part of something really special, because we really do have a very special opportunity here to share with people.
Oh, that's great. So we can have our own supper here at home in Phoenix, right?
That's
It will
right.
be
You
a
can do
that's
it.
right.
potluck.
You know, when we can get that potluck food to come through the screen, that's going to be really something.
Then we'll be in
Love
the
it.
Jetsons.
Yeah, that's the Jetsons, exactly.
Yes, right, yes. Well, Rock and Sand and Jan, thank you so much for all that you do to help make this happen. And Jan, thank you so much for your contribution tonight. You're a beautiful person inside and out, and we love you dearly. And Rock
Yeah,
and
big round of
Sand.
applause for Jan.
Thank you.
Woo! That girl was
Yes.
preaching tonight. Hallelujah.
That's right. It's about the word. Yes. So I have a John Maxwell New King James Bible, and there it's full of business stuff in there. So maybe
Oh,
Sunday
wow.
night I will do some training from that.
Hey, good idea.
That sounds great. Yeah, you know, he's written over 100 books. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's really good. Well, folks, thank you so much. God bless all of you, and make this the best week ever and give the glory to the Lord.
Hallelujah. All right.
Thank you. Thank
You guys are
Night.
awesome.
Love you.
Hallelujah.
Where'd we go?
All right. Well, I'm going to play my truck again for that matter. I really liked it. I hope you guys would like to have a truck like this. This is great.
Okay.
The real revolutionaries the ones that change the game forever. Understand that strength is never enough. Evolving, imagining, seeing the world not as it is, but how it could be. That's how true greatness is realized. That is how you change the world.
Introducing the world's first all-electric super truck, the revolutionary GMC Hummer EV. With no limits, no emissions, and no equals, it will leave everything you thought possible in a cloud of dust. The quiet revolution begins with the nearly silent all-electric propulsion system that offers 1,000 horsepower, 11,500 pound-feet of torque, and for the brave souls who dare to engage watts to freedom, the thrill of accelerating 0 to 60 in approximately 3 seconds. The innovation continues with the next generation of Super Cruise, a driver assistance feature that offers hands-free driving with automatic lane changing on compatible roads. And for remarkable driving precision, Hummer EV is engineered with segment-exclusive four-wheel steering to reduce turning radius and enhance overall maneuverability. Want the leading edge of electric vehicle technology? We engineered the Detroit-built Hummer EV with Ultium batteries and drive units to maximize energy storage. And with 800-volt DC fast charging up to 350 kilowatts, you can charge nearly 100 miles in just 10 minutes. Things get even more revolutionary when you head off the pavement, because off-road dominance is engineered into every aspect of the GMC Hummer EV. It all starts with towering ground clearance, made possible by specially engineered 35-inch tires for an optimal balance of on and off-road performance. And it's 37-inch tire capable for those who demand even more. With customizable drive modes, Hummer EV puts a whole new level of off-road mastery at your fingertips. Want to take on the toughest obstacles? Initiate the available first-of-its-kind Extract mode, and Hummer EV activates its adaptive air ride suspension to lift approximately 6 inches. That's revolutionary breakout capability. For driving information in real time, UltraVision offers a segment-leading number of camera views with up to 18, including underbody forward and rear-facing cameras. So you can enhance performance, maximize capability, and leave the world behind. But we didn't stop there. With a revolutionary new setting called Crab Walk, Hummer EV has the ability to drive diagonally for an agility no other truck can match. And full underbody armor and rock sliders help make Hummer EV ready to conquer even the toughest terrains. It's innovation engineered to ensure domination. But Hummer EV is much more than an off-road beast. From the distinctive signature of its 6-bar grille to its micro-optic welcome, walk-away, and battery charging animations, every aspect of the Hummer EV has been designed to look and act unlike anything out there. Hummer EV delivers an unprecedented combination of innovation and luxury. The industry-leading infinity roof, transparent sky panels, and rear drop glass give the Hummer EV an immersive open-air design so you can experience the world like never before, or even the universe for that matter. The first and only one of its kind, Hummer EV. Be among the first to own the revolutionary Hummer EV. Reserve your all-electric super truck now at gmc.com.